Welcome back to our Attitude Adjustment series. We're studying through the Beatitudes of Jesus, those that are found there in Matthew chapter 5. And as we go through each study, we're searching the scriptures for those areas of our lives that really could use some adjusting. And we are looking at this in order to get in step with the way that God desires for us to live our lives. Today, we're going to see how that we need to be merciful. Be merciful. I want us to begin by being honest with ourselves and with each other today as we answer this simple question. Why do some Christians find it easy to give stuff away to others, and why do some find this to be so very difficult? The reality of that is that we don't really have a problem giving anything away, as long as we have two things. Number one, if we have a lot of it, and number two, if it doesn't cost us anything. Think about it. If we have a lot of something and it doesn't cost us anything, we usually don't have a problem giving it away. I know a guy who inherited a large collection of tools of all types. And every time that I ask to borrow something, he says, well, just go ahead and keep it. As I usually stand there just amazed at his extreme generosity, I usually say to the guy something like, well, come on, man. Do you know what you have here? Do you know just how much these tools cost in the store? You see, my friend, he doesn't have any problem with just giving these things to me because he has so many. He has no use for these things. And, well, they didn't really cost him anything. They were an inheritance. Think about this. If you went shopping at Sam's Club, for example, and you bought a big plastic tub of cheese puffs to take to your office, and then maybe someone came by your desk and they said, hey, can I have some of those? You probably wouldn't have a problem with saying, yeah, take a handful, because you have like 500 of those in that big plastic tub, and they cost you so little. They probably cost you a penny or less a piece, so you don't have a problem with this. Now, if that same person came to you and said, hey, can I have your car? Well, you're probably going to say, no, because you probably only have one of them, and the cost was much greater than those little cheese puffs. You see, I think we have to understand this concept before we really jump into our verse of study for today. And that one verse that we're going to be looking at is found in Matthew chapter 5, verse 7. That verse says this, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy." Now that's all we're going to cover today. Blessed are the merciful. Or remember what that word blessed really means? Happy. Happy are the merciful because, well, they will also receive mercy. So the question is this: how good are you at giving mercy? Mercy. Treating someone better than they deserve. Not just giving someone something that they deserve, but treating someone else as better than you have ever been treated yourself, maybe. You, being the one that goes and seeks to repair a broken relationship. You, being the better person. You, being the one who chooses forgiveness, even though the other person doesn't want it or deserve it. Sometimes mercy can be just not decking somebody or knocking them off of their high horse whenever they really deserve it. I'm not just trying to be funny. The Bible tells us to love people, all the time. And sometimes someone could maybe say, well, I don't think that you're loving, John. I don't think that John was very loving to me today. And I could honestly say to them in response, no, I do love you. See, even though you might deserve it today, you aren't bleeding right now. That's what mercy looks like sometimes. In truth, in honesty. So, who are the people that it's hard for us to give mercy to? Or are we unmerciful? And if we're unmerciful, if we don't give people the benefit of the doubt, if we're not considering them above us, if we're not treating them better than they deserve, what does that say about us? The question then has to be, how much mercy do you really have? And how much does it cost you? Because we can't give mercy until we've got bucketfuls in our garage. Until we've got a stack like cheese puffs beside our desk. And this is the point of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 7. Do you understand how much mercy that you've been given? Do you really understand that? Do you understand how much that you are the one that deserves to be punched in the mouth and left to die beside the roadway? And instead, God has treated us with compassion. Instead, He has extended forgiveness. Instead, He's never given us what we truly deserve. He has always given us so much better. When we understand that, and we understand that we have bucketfuls of that mercy, and that it cost us absolutely nothing, then we can be merciful, full of mercy. And you might say, John, that mercy wasn't exactly free, you know. Well, it was free to me. It was paid for, but by someone else. And because of that, and the great wealth of an inheritance that I've now received as a result of that mercy, I should be willing to give away as much mercy as I possibly can. So again, I'll ask this. How much mercy have you been given? How much mercy are you now giving? If this is an attitude that needs to be adjusted in your life, I pray that you can start making those changes today. Until next time, be merciful and be blessed.